Lockett, and that is MELISSALOCKETT, and I am with Sacramento Paranormal Intuitive Research Investigation Team, aka S.P.I.R.I.T, and basically for my role in the team is a multi-role. I am the group coordinator, the empathic medium, aura reader, Reiki master, and I do all the social media and all the other kind of fun stuff, but my primary role is I guess they call me the fearless leader in the group, but my passion is the mediumship and empathic part, where I can help both the living and help the deceased find peace. And is anybody standing behind me right now? Okay, because I actually did feel somebody grab my hair.
Wow.
Sorry. So that's interesting to me, because a little bit ago before we started, they were all joking, oh, I'm going to tug at your hair. And if there's nobody behind me right now, then somebody did just tug my hair. So that was great. Good start to the interview, huh?
Yeah. Let's talk about when you first found out you had this gift, this, sixth sense.
I really kind of off and on knew about it since I was a very young child. I would have dreams that would later come true. I would see spirits of my deceased loved ones walking through the house. The initial experiences were traumatizing because I was little, I didn't know, I didn't realize who they were. Later they've come to me and they've said, oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, when you're 8 and all of that. But basically since I was a little girl, and then I would pursue the gift and then try to hide it and go back and forth for years. Till finally about 5.5 years ago, I decided, you know what, this is a divine gift. This is a gift that's meant to be shared, to spread love and healing and just help people. That's all I've ever wanted to do, and everyone in my team feels the same exact way. They are all so passionate about just helping people. It's a privilege to be able to do this.
How is that preparation of getting in touch with your sixth sense?
It's been a lot of work, to be honest. I mean, because I didn't know what I was doing before, and just opening and closing the gift on and off for so long, I didn't know where to start. So honestly, I tried Tai Chi, which was very good, meditation, and then I just started reading and searching for people that could mentor me or people that I could learn from. I knew the gift was there, but to control it, and so it didn't bombard me and overwhelm me and make me ill, because it can do that if you don't protect yourself and learn how to ground and sort of surround yourself in light. And I just learned from a lot of the best, that they just taught me that you need to stay centered, you need to stay in that light and stay protected. And thankfully I have come across a plethora of wonderful inspirations in this field, including one of my favorite mediums in the field, Amy Allen from the Dead Files. She's been a great mentor and a great resource for me to learn to control the aspects of my gift and not have it run me over. This can be a blessing. It does not have to be a curse.
Does it take a lot of energy from you?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
It does. I have to prepare extensively before and after cases. I have to stay very hydrated, get enough rest, do a little prayer and meditation, make sure to center myself and protect myself. I carry all kinds of crystals and stones in my pocket that are protective. I wear various protective medals and blessed different things in my pockets. St. Benedict, things like that, St. Michael. I try to keep myself very well protected. But the energy expenditure, I found electrolyte water is really helpful, and other electrolyte drinks are really, really helpful to replenish whatever I have discharged. But eating a really good meal, resting a lot, and being very hydrated seem like simple things that everyone would just take for granted, but they're extremely valuable to an empath or a medium. You do have to put back what you give out in a case, and many of our cases we're often helping spirits that are just a little confused and need to find the light. The amount of spiritual energy that takes to help them to where they need to go, it's like running a marathon.
Wow, it's a lot of energy.
It is.
Talk to me about your team.
Yes.
How is this created? How do you guys come together?
We are just a blessed miracle to come together from all different walks of life. We all grew up in haunted houses. So we've all had a passion to want to give and to help other people. And our team basically formed, we officially formed S.P.I.R.I.T in March of 2015, after we had been involved in a few other teams and learned kind of what we didn't like, what we did like, what works for us. And so we all got decided to get together and split off and to do our own thing. Brent George is just a fabulous human, one of my favorites, and he has a real passion for documenting, doing the science behind everything, and putting it together with the spiritual aspects of everything. We have our just tremendous videographer and webmaster extraordinaire, Wendy Maxam, and she takes all of the beauty that we collect, all the evidence that we find, and uses her own sensors and abilities as well on the cases, and just really dives in completely and puts her whole heart and soul into everything that she does. And then one of our missing members, who had to work unfortunately, John Koyasako, he's our seasoned investigator. He's been investigating for years and years and years, and simply just, he wanted to know more. He's always had a little bit of a gift, and he needed answers. He needed a little bit of understanding, and really felt almost called to this. I think all four of us have felt called to this. For Brent, who has experienced so many things in his childhood home that was so traumatizing and profoundly haunted, he didn't want anybody to live like this and live traumatized by the paranormal. And I think that's really true of the entire team. We simply want to make things better for the living and for the dead. And we just decided we could do this better. You know, we just decided that we knew what we wanted, what our mission was, that passion to help others. And we couldn't really find that in a perfect sense anywhere. We thought, why don't we just do it? We know what we want to do. We do the research, we do the homework, we do the science part of it, we learn about the equipment, we learn about the quantum physics part of it, we learn about every aspect of it. And I really just want to kind of thank my team, because it's been a blessing. They've allowed my gift, my spiritual gift, to bloom. I don't know how else I would have had this opportunity. I feel like I would have been stifled or unable to truly live my soul purpose, my divine purpose, to give to other people, to make their life better and easier, just by bringing that light and that love into their space. And so my team has allowed me to just be me.
How long did you guys started this?
So,
how many years?
So yeah, 2015 was when S.P.I.R.I.T launched, but we were investigating about 2 years before that, with a few other teams through the area, some of which have gone on hiatus and so forth, or just disbanded and things like that. So official proper investigation, I think basically a total of 5 years, except for John. He has been doing it many years before that.
And I guess when I talked to you on the phone, one of the things that really caught my eye was that, or my attention, was that you said that your mission was to help out those families.
Yep.
Sometimes, the spirits doesn't let them, perhaps sleep well at night. And then you also told me about how some of them are embarrassed about admitting that they're going to have some people coming in. So talk to me about that a bit.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are really in paranormal peril. They are being hurt physically or emotionally or spiritually by these energies. They are being attacked, they are being scratched, hit, woken up, having the sheets ripped off. having all of these really negative experiences. Children are being traumatized, pets are being traumatized, and they're all having just, they're not able to enjoy their home. They don't feel safe, they feel watched, they feel creeped out. They're just not having a good time. And a lot of them, I mean, can you go to your workplace and say, hey, you know, Bob, you know, this demon walked down the hall last night? Who's going to, number one, believe you? Who is going to treat you with any respect or dignity after that? They're going to think you're a kook. For us, we know there's so much more than people can truly understand. So, not understood. And so, you know, we find these people that just say, I feel scared, I feel nervous, I don't want anyone to know, or you don't think I'm crazy, do you? And we're able to go in there and actually document the phenomenon. And we're able to show with voice, with visual, with all the meters going off in random places, we're actually able to show them, look, you're not crazy. Something is happening here that goes beyond the realm of normal science. It is not normal, it is paranormal. And the light that comes back into their face after they realize not only does somebody believe them, but somebody's there to help them, it restores their faith in everything, in themselves and humanity and in the other side, everything. It really restores their faith. And there have been several clients after we've done the whole investigation, and then of course we bless the homes, we do full extensive blessings, that these clients have said, you've saved our lives. They've literally, they were on the verge of taking their own life. And then they realized, wait a minute, somebody can help me. Somebody did help me, and now I can live through this. I can recover from this trauma. There's nothing. That's priceless.
Wow.
To be able to do that work. And it's a godsend to be able to do this for people. By day I'm a nerd, and you know, I have a nerdy day job, but by night, this is how my soul comes alive, and every member of my team, that is how their soul is fulfilled. You know, Brent gets to have his, you know, Clark Kent and his Superman, you know, version of himself. Wendy gets to just immerse herself in that creative flow of just looking at all of the evidence and the documentation, looking at all of it and just seeing all the smiles, like watching the client from a beginning of a video from being, they look ashen and scared, and then she can watch them turn like colorful again and alive again. That is so rewarding. That kind of change, it affects every member of our team. It's someone used to tell me, you give a healing, you get a healing. And I believe that's true for all of us. Our entire team gets healed every time we help somebody else.
That's great. So what do you do for a living?
Well, funny you should ask. I am a government analyst. I'm just I type and I just analyze. I'm extremely nerdy, very pragmatic, very analytical, very scientific, just a very, you know, normal nerd. So it's very confusing to people when I say, oh, but I'm also a medium. I talk to the dead. Like, what? So spreadsheets and dead people, you don't make sense. And so I like to confuse people in that way. I think that we all have a level of complexity in ourselves.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So is it the first time you're here at this house?
Yeah. Yes, I've heard lots of things about this home, but this is my first time, as they do not allow many people to actually come and investigate the home. I mean, they've done tours and things like that, but they do not let a lot of people in here. So this is quite the privilege, and there's a lot of history to this house, even before the whole Dorothea Puente time. This house is very old. I believe it said 1895. So it's a beautiful old Victorian. It's got a lot of history. It's got a lot of character. It's got a lot of pizzazz to it, but yeah, it's kind of neat being in here, to be honest, but
so
scary too.
When I talked to you and I told you we're coming to the house, they gave me access. Were you excited?
Yeah. I'm going to admit, I was scared and excited at the same time. It's an honor to come into a place that's so historical and so infamous, and such a dramatic haunt. I mean, I know of one major team that has done this location that's on the Travel Channel, Ghost Adventures, And they got some interesting responses, including something that we actually experienced for ourselves downstairs, being growled at.
So we walked around the house for a bit before we started the investigation. What have you, so far, what have you been able to feel?
Oh boy, it felt a little crowded in spots, to be honest. I felt about 5 or 6 different energies in this home, including Dorothea, to be perfectly honest. I felt kind of touched and sort of a cold breeze and like the cobweb electrical sensation. That there was no cobwebs, but just it felt like it. I felt a couple different men. I saw one gentleman that was about 5'10", kind of crazy looking hair, just wandering around the space. There's a lot of energy in here. That's some of it's like it's not threatening, and other parts of it makes me a little nervous. And in this room in particular, I have been feeling a lot of pain and the taste of copper in my mouth, sort of like a blood taste. Yay, being an empath. I can feel stuff like that, but it is, it's a little intense in here.
So you think it's a lot of probably people that were hurting, you feel that energy, and perhaps Dorothea, I don't know, when you felt her presence, was she sad, angry?
She seemed a little annoyed. That is the sense, because she made my chest hurt quite a bit. And then she seems almost indignant.
What are you hoping to get out of this investigation?
Just some answers. Just that's all we ever search for, is some answers and some validation. What are you doing here? Does anybody need help? Do you have something to say? We just want to know, do they have something to get across? Do they need anything? Or does she just want to tell me to buzz off? Like, I don't know what her energy seems just very annoyed and very indignant, but and just like, oh, you people, like, oh, very, very disgusted with us. I'm like, just annoyed. Some of the male energy in the house, they actually kind of seem like they might need a little assistance. And then I do feel a lot of residual energy, which that is just kind of like a record player. It just leached into the space, into the walls. It's sort of like it replays. It's not an active spirit. It just kind of replays and replays over and over again. But there's actually some active energy here. I mean, I think that they want to interact, but I don't control the dead, and I never try. I don't bully them. I don't boss them around. I don't provoke them. I give them an opportunity to interact with us if they need anything.
That's good.
Sometimes they don't, and that's fine too. I try to respect the other side.
Anything else you want to add to the interview with Lisa before we start the investigation?
Thank you. That's what I'd like to add. Thank you very, very much. It is a privilege for us, for the Spirit team, to be in this place and to talk with you guys. I can't wait to see.
Awesome. Thank you.
What happens.
Yes.